We are here at the Racing Electronics display at PRI, Steve Post from Motor Racing Network and Wing Nation, and I am telling you, my dirt track passion has just been overrun by dirt super late model racing. I just can't get enough, and actually looking at bucket list items for next year, and one of the guys I love watching race on there, Lucas Oil champion, well let me see, Lucas Oil champion, Castrol Flow Racing champion, Ricky Thornton Jr. joins us. Hey man, how are you?
Not too bad, thanks for getting me on the show.
It is great to catch up with you. All right, but before we get into that, are you a Swiftie? Did I hear this right? Are you a Swiftie?
I'm a big Swiftie. She had a concert here in Indy probably about a month ago, and me and my wife got to go, and it was a pretty good experience.
What is the experience like? I actually have a friend that went and saw her, I think in Paris or something like that. But what is I can't imagine people watching the concert. What's it like?
I mean, the people are all pretty nice, but it's crazy to see someone get up and sing for 3.5 hours straight. No breaks, no nothing, just raw getting after it.
Holy cow! Do you as an raw getting after it? That describes a dirt late model racer. Do you as a performer, as an entertainer, as an athlete? There's probably a degree of respect for that, I would say.
Oh, big time, big time. And like I said, not very often you see someone get up and do something for that long, no breaks. Like it was just one after another. So overall, it was a pretty cool experience for me.
Talking about cool experiences, I also heard there's been a Disney cruise in the past for the family. What is Ricky Thornton Jr. like on a Disney cruise?
I'm so competitive, it's hard to relax. So yeah, I think it was about 2 weeks ago. Me and my wife, my two boys, my little girl went, and first cruise ever. So it was pretty cool. It was 5 days. We got to meet all the cool characters. Went to a couple shows. I think we went to 3 different beaches during it. So overall, it was a cool experience. I'm sure we'll probably do another one.
We live in this world as racing people where it's race, 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 race. We don't even realize the other world lives, and then we have kids. And kids, you realize that is that kind of the dynamic when you go on a Disney cruise? It's like it's got to just be interesting for you to stand back and say, I'm almost living in an alternative world than what I'm used to.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's always me, me, me. So like doing that, it was whatever the kids want to do. So it was just different for me. So like I said, it's hard for me to relax, but overall we had a great time. Like I said, we'll probably do another one. My 2 boys loved it. My little girl loved it. So just for never going on a cruise, I didn't know what to expect. So it was like just kind of left an open mind and enjoyed the moment.
When you get back from something like that, what is racer Ricky Thornton? Are you just chomping at the bit and is it such a reset that you just can't wait to get back in the car again?
Yeah, a little bit. The first, I think, so it's 5 days. The first 4 days, I'm like, all right, this is fun, a good time. The 5th day, I was itching to get back home and get racing, and it was kind of crazy. So we got back. I think it was a Monday, and that Wednesday we left for Sonoya to go to the last Castrol race. So it was like exact flip back to your normal life, I guess.
Oh, that is fascinating. That's fantastic. You're from Arizona, and I don't normally think of super late model racing in Arizona. How did you end up in a dirt late model? Big picture stuff.
I mean, just growing up, I always watched Jimmy Owens, which is kind of crazy now that we're actually teammates. So I watched him. I watched obviously a lot of dirt racing. I grew up in Manzanita Speedway, so we got to watch sprint cars and midgets and wing stuff. I mean, mods. The late model scene wasn't very big, and I feel like I didn't think I'd be a late model racer if I stayed in Arizona. So I ended up moving to Iowa and all that. Just at that point I was running a modified, trying to get seen, and then if a late model opportunity came, I always took it. Didn't matter if it was the best car or the worst car, the only way you're gonna get seen is you gotta be out there doing it. So fortunate enough, it worked out for me. I got teamed up with the right team, and the crazy part was one of my best friends was really the foot in the door. He was working for a team. Their driver got hurt. It was Hudson O'Neill. He got hurt racing a midget, and got the foot in the door. They let me finish the year, and it just kind of kept that contact. And then he ended up going somewhere else a couple years later, and they gave me a call.
Wow, absolutely wild. It really, truly is. I got to say this. You mentioned Manzanita, my heart breaks. I went to a couple races there. I wasn't from there. I went to a couple races. About every other year when I go to Phoenix, I drive by to make sure it's still shut down. What an amazing place that is. I can't imagine going there just as a young guy, and I think you got to race there a little bit in some cars. I can't imagine what that was like with that iconic place.
Yeah, it was awesome, really. Like I remember me and my dad used to go watch all the big sprint car races, and like he raced there forever. I got to race there from 2005 on. I was fortunate enough to win a modified championship there, so it's like part of my legacy, I guess you could say. It's unfortunate, definitely, that with it shut down. One of my good friends, Anthony Madrid, actually still lives right down the street from it. So every time we go back to Arizona, we have to go there and hang out. And it sucks to drive by it, and really you can't even tell anything was ever there.
All right, so we talked about the accolades and everything like that, and what a season off the racetrack. You had such a topsy-turvy season with various rides and various drivers and everything, but with all of those challenges, what's the reward of winning the Lucas Oil and the Castrol Championship, to be able to do it with all the challenges and all the different seats and rides you overcame this year?
I mean, I'm super competitive, so it really showed if you kind of keep digging that stuff will happen for you. And I feel my wife probably gets more of the headache than I do, just trying to keep everything together and keeping our apparel and stuff like that. And so it's not that it was easy by any means, but in the end it was like, man, like we really worked our butt off. Like we need to take a break for a little bit here and really start to get geared up for the next year. And just overall, it's kind of like that. Not redemption, but kind of redemption at the same time. So it was like, man, we worked our butt off. We finally got to get exactly what we wanted. Like, it's my first national tour. I've been close a couple times, but never been able to do it. Like I think we got 35 or 36 championships now, but there's never been that national champion. So it was pretty cool to finally get that.
Maybe not how it was scripted, but it all turned out in the end, that's for sure. On the late model side, what's 2025 looking like for you? What's the plan? What's the plan of attack for it?
So I know for sure we're going to run all the Castrol races again, the Castrol Full Night in America. We're still up in the air. I know we're going to run a national tour. We haven't decided exactly if we're going to stick with Lucas Oil, if we're going to go World of Outlaw. Just kind of weighing our options on that, get through speed weeks and kind of go from there. I would say we're leaning more towards Lucas just because we got the notebook for all those races and stuff like that. But working on sponsorship stuff, it's that time of year, so just trying to get everything planned. We'll go to Tulsa Shootout, run my micro. I teamed up with the Indy race parts for that, and then after that we'll go to Chili Bowl. Those two indoor races are probably my two favorite races of the year. It's so different for me being a late model modified guy. I never really got to do much real open wheel stuff, so we'll do that. We'll run the late model full time again. We're going to try to run some wing sprint car stuff a little bit, maybe dabble in a little bit of asphalt stuff. I really want to run a super late model, stuff like that. It'd be cool to do the snowball derby one day. So we'll just kind of wait and see. I feel like we got a lot of plans. It's just getting all the schedules to work out.
All the schedules to work out, and there's only 365 days in a year. At least I checked, there's only 365 days in a year. It's so exciting. Yeah, your micro, you can actually see it right over there. One of your micros over there. The sprint car ride, you got a chance to drive for Bernie, a chance to shake one down and run the World Finals and everything. What was your first take on that?
They're way more crazy than I thought they were going to be. No, the hard part for me is like anything I've ever drove, you always slow down on entry, turn, and then drive how you want. Well, you lift in the sprint car, it turns right, and you about wreck yourself. So I had to learn that really quick. It's so different for me. I got to get used to it a little bit. I think we're going to try to plan on 10 races this year, just as long as the schedule allows it. That's the tough part. We went to Lernerville for a high limit race, and it was just kind of, hey, Thursday night, hey, can we race tomorrow? And it was kind of last minute thing. Flew in Friday and raced, and then we did Charlotte, and we tested a couple days, so I felt comfortable going to Charlotte. Just once you get in the dirty air and all that, and race wise, it's just crazy how much different it is than being out by yourself.
Ricky, I think about this. I was a little kid, and I grew up, all I wanted to do was talk about racing. And I jumped from track to track with NASCAR, with Wing Nation, everything I do it. I can't imagine what this is like for you. Grew up as a little kid in a racing family. You're talking about asphalt super late models and micros and sprint cars and dirt late models. Got to be really a neat ride you're on right now. Congratulations on all the success, and has to be neat to be Ricky Thornton Jr. right now.
Thank you. I definitely appreciate it, and I feel like that's kind of where I've always wanted to be. Like be a late model guy and be able to do some stuff around it, and just blessed to have the opportunity and align myself with the right people.
Ricky Thornton Jr. joining us here in the Racing Electronics display at PRI.